Okay, so last week's wild event at Hungary was one for some unique reasons. We've had some unique strategies, some great overtaking, a couple of crazy incidents, but in the end, it was a great day for McLaren. Really good points haul for the Aston Martin team, but then some difficulties for Red Bull. But now we are at the longest track on the F1 calendar. We are at Spa-Francorchamps for round 9 of the RPL season 12. Welcome along, ladies and gentlemen. Ty 9 Wolf on hand for comms tonight. Waiting on him to get in to here so he can be here. I have ZACARIA on hand for being my co-com. Hopefully he'll be here. But let us take a look at everyone's stuff here. And in fact, there is ZACARIA now. Just has to make sure he includes his audio and he's good to go. Pull up the Twitch app on me phone. Let's see. Alright. Let's see. Alright, so ZACARIA, I hear ya. I see the little thing that you are talking, but I cannot get your audio whatsoever. Well, he's getting that fixed. Let's take a look at some of the drivers that are involved for today's festivities. Let's see. Well, we got Andrea on the reserve for the Alpine. Willow, a newcomer, I believe, to the RPL series. He's the benchmark with a 42.5. I want to get answered by Leo with a 41.6. So everyone's just piling in these times here. Egg has is back in it. He served his qualifying ban last week. He's back in the saddle again today. More and more drivers just piling on in these times. I'm gonna safely assume, I think the reason why everyone's piling out, getting their times in, is because I think rain is in this forecast, I believe. But let's take a look here. Let's take a look in here. So yeah, we have Leo and Gecko in the V-Carb. We have George and Skither in the Mercedes. Reese and Egg in the Red Bull. John moving up from Haas. He's in the Ferrari tonight. As mentioning, Willow, a brand new driver, making his Tier 1 debut. Alex Norris racing in the Sauber. There is the rain. Yep, so the rain is here. And unfortunately, take a look at all these drivers that have lost out a chance to get through into Q2. We have Maxwell in the Sauber, Reese in the Red Bull. So Reese, unfortunately, having a Sergio Perez moment. Maui 41 in down there, and looks like at the moment it could be both Alpines out as well, unless Andrea puts in a staunching fire. No, he cannot. 43.6. That's going to be the end of both Alpines for qualifying. So unfortunate there.
Hello.
So Reese out of Q1. Pretty much at a get-go. That is really bad. And Reese just said I'm out. Game froze just as I was about to cross the line, and he got glitched down to 17th. Owie, that is just awful. What do you mean? What do you mean? It's You guys aren't even talking.
Hear me now, Tyler?
Zach, speak again.
Hello? Can you hear me, Tyler?
Yeah, now I can. You guys are like extremely muted or something. Because I couldn't even hear you.
Is it better now?
Yes.
That's good, that's good. Can you hear me on the stream also?
Yeah, it should be better now.
That's good, that's good. Oh, Reese out of qualifying.
I don't know if you guys mind me being here or not, but I saw from his stream this is not the last of the rain. This is gonna be here for a while.
Well, pretty much unfortunately, Reese is done and dusted.
That's a Sergio Perez moment, like you said before. What a shame for Reese.
And Titan, remember what we said about the contract in Hungary? Obviously, he achieved the objective due to the Leo, Dom, and KVS incident, but you know, being put back here in this race, this is going to be very interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Be a big headline.
It will be very interesting, no doubt about it.
I don't know if you went over it already, but Dom got banned after last week's race. I don't know if anybody is aware of that, but that is what happened after his incident with Leo.
Yeah, I was just about to get that mentioned. CRE Dom was banned from RPL. If you did not see what happened, feel free to take a look at the Hungary race. It is on our YouTube. Just look up RPL Formula 1. You'll find it in there. And basically just take a look around in the lap 30 area. That's when it happened. But, I mean, if you want just a blunt reason, Dom decided to attempt to straight line and intentionally wreck out Leo, but unfortunately it wound up screwing over his teammate who's sitting in 5th in this Q1 session right now, KVS. So yeah, KVS really got fucked over, and that really just sucks, and Dom was punished for it.
That's one way to put it.
Yeah, he just lost his head completely.
Yeah, as much as drivers have an opinion on Leo, whether you like him or not, you know, you can't make the situation worse by doing that. And he lost his cool, and as everyone could see, Reese, the only driver out on track, trying a last-ditch effort. Zach, I don't know if this is possible. Track's too low.
Yep. He's just trying to do a lap here, but it's going to be 2 seconds off the pace there. Or even more. It's Inters. Look at the truck. Yeah, he's sliding all around here. Yes, zero grip.
Yeah, it's not even gonna work at all.
I mean, if the race is raining, at least he has the advantage there.
Oh, he almost Norrised himself.
Yep.
There you go.
DRS somehow.
Yeah, DRS is still active.
Yep.
We've had a similar save like
but
that back in
second
season
and a
10
half
here.
back.
Yeah, look at that Titan. He's 1.6 back. DRS is disabled now.
Season 10, it was the bus stop chicane. You'd remember it, Titan. It was in the Q3 session he had a save kind of similar to that, but it was entering the corner.
Oh.
Yeah, so... Yeah, unfortunately, Reese is pretty much done and dusted, so he is... This is good. I will just say, I think, and I could be wrong, with the exception of quali bans, I think this is the first time I've ever seen Reese knocked out of Q1 in RPL history. I've never seen him knocked out.
He's definitely been knocked out before. If you go back to season 3 or 4 when he was in the back marker cars, I think Zach could remember as well. But I mean, not in a Red Bull like this. This is unusual. I mean, Q2's happened before. It happened quite a bit last season. But at this point, Reese is just showing his skills off by drifting the car quite a bit, as I could see.
He's in a rally car right now.
Yeah.
And everyone else is probably saying, just retire.
Yeah. Well, with the rain being out and about in this sort of spectacle, we'll get into some of the other some of the stuff that has occurred from last week. So, it was a McLaren 1-2 last week with TB on top, Jack down in second. Together wound up going to P3 that was the podium from the Hungary race. And also the main threat for the championship, which was the defending champion, Leo Lund. He finished in 7th after doing probably one of the most unique and strangest strategies we've ever seen. He started on the softs, pitted on lap 4, and then went 30-ish laps on the hard compound tires.
Well,
That's a very good strategy from him.
if you don't mind me cutting in quickly, Titan, it was not put on the unserved penalties from Luke, but Maxwell was supposed to have a qualifying ban for this one because he retired on track in Q1 last week, and he is obviously on track right now, and still set a lap, and it's basically the difference in the guys behind him starting a position higher or not. So
yeah,
Luke didn't put it on there,
right.
but still penalizable.
That would be a disqualification, right? If I'm correct.
Well, he can't. Well, the only way he can get rid of the risk of being DQ'd from this for ignoring his quality ban, he has to DQ himself from Q1. He has to DQ himself, and then he'll be fine.
And I think Maxwell.
That's what Maui did last season.
Yeah, and I think Maxwell will be arguing, saying, "Look, it was not put on unserved pens. That's on you, Luke." So, of course, he'll be looking at it that way, but. The other argument that'll be to counter it is that, hey, it was put in the starting decisions, and you had lots of time to know.
If someone needs to mention he needs to disqualify himself, because otherwise he will get disqualified from the whole event.
Yeah, even if he crashes out.
I just did that now, actually.
Won't matter if he crashes out, obviously, in this session. It'll end this session if that does happen, I'm pretty sure, but we would need Cryptic and Andrea to retire.
Well, while we're waiting on that sort of stuff to happen, let's take a look at some of the other stuff for the driver standings, by the way. So Jack Miles is still the championship leader, with TB 1 point behind him. So the two teammates are very close and very close to each other. Leo Lund is down in 3rd place now with 104 points, and then the two Mercedes of Florian and Skither are 4 and 5, Florian with 82, and Skither with 58. Unfortunately, Florian, once again, not here tonight. We'll see what happens in that regards.
That's a shame. It's really great to see that Florida's really picked up his pace and his driving style to not be involved in very stupid accidents. It's really great to see his growth into RPL Tier 1. As Cryptic retires.
Yeah. And now in the Constructors' Championship, McLaren was on top with 247, Mercedes all the way down in second with 151, and Red Bull with 142. That's the top 3. We'll have to take a look at the results. I don't have them here.
I'll go over the results of Tier 2 and Tier 3 if you'd like to do that.
Yeah, because the results aren't even posted.
That's totally fine. We got Q1 and the guys.
Yeah, so Leo Lund, Skither, and Eggles are on top for the Q1 session. And what in the world is... Good lord.
I think we had Andrea, Mally, Reese, Maxwell, and there was one more in that bottom 5. I'll clip the Twitch stream just to look at what it was.
Raleigh, or whatever it is.
Thank you.
He's new.
So Tier 3 winner, just to go over what you're going to go over there. Look at that rain. That's that's terrible. Tier 3 winner was Alex Norris at Brazil. Little Fusion had trouble with the Ferrari Academy. Could see the stewards room. Well, it will actually see the stewards room. They got to review it. But could see him drop places is what I meant. And during that Tier 3 race, Alex closed the gap on Fusion. So we have a championship race for Tier 3 in Abu Dhabi. They did their sprint already. Tier 2 is yet to do theirs. And a constructors race between McLaren and Ferrari in the single digits into Abu Dhabi. So if there's no drivers race, there will definitely be a constructors race to look out for. And Tier 2, George won the championship. George obviously made it through to Q2. Congrats to him. McLaren trying to claim their first title in Tier 2, folks. They just need the sprint to do that next week in Brazil for the tier. And that's this weekend recap in review. But Titan Zach, this session is going to be just nuts. It's raining so hard. Forget the term. Don't think it matters. They're all going out, I think.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm thinking maybe these conditions are going to get worse enough to the point that these inters are going to be no good, and they'll have to go onto the wet compounds.
And we can
What
see
are you
who's the best
talking
driver in
about?
RPL. Wet conditions. Cars are less of an factor than in the dry. And it's going to be great to see this Q2 session.
Now, I'm just taking a look at the tire demographic on the screen here. Actually, we have one guy on the track with wet tires. That is George. George has it.
If this was last game, like the race we had in Season 10, you'd see almost the whole field of drivers who are out there on wets, but the wets this game are, well, just about as useless as us winning a race in RPL. We don't have any wins, so that's pretty much the best way to describe it. Respectfully, of course. That's why you only see George on the wets, which is unfortunate. But that will be interesting to look at, guys, because if George does find a way to beat them, will they consider switching to wets, the other drivers?
Yeah, but mainly on this game, I've really realized that as a driver myself, that Inter tires is just the way to go. The wet are a very difficult tire to get onto them. To get them into the track, you always like brake a little bit later, the traction is poor. So the Inter tire is really the way to go in these conditions for now.
Let's just hope
Wow.
everyone completes the session now. I mean, this is tough conditions.
Well, you were right on what you were right on it. Since it wasn't put in the unserved penalties, Maxwell is not going to be DQ'd from tonight's event because Luke did not put in the unserved penalty section. So per Jack, the decision is that they will let it go, and Maxwell will have to serve his quali ban next week instead.
And that will be in Zandvoort. So, question answered there. I'm glad we got that clarified. Thank you, Jack.
I will say a small bit of a hot take. I will say a small bit of a hot take to some, possibly, but ever since he's been promoted up to being the league owner about a month, 2 months ago. I think honestly, Jack has actually been doing pretty good as a league owner so far in his tenure so far.
Yeah, he gives a lot of clarity on these type of things. I remember Australia when we had the restart, and he said, "Look, under Luke, there was different ways about it. In Singapore, I wanted to restart when he didn't. Back in Season 10, it was when there were lobby settings wrong. He decided to say, look, it's going to be different now, and Jack has been one to give the clarity too. And guys, we have every single driver out on the circuit on a lap, and I will leave you guys to it.
Yeah, I'm just taking a look at Egg here. Egg is going to be the first benchmark on these intermediate tires here. He comes across the line 54.5 for him as these drivers just filter on around through. We got a whole gangle of cars coming out of the bus stop chicane now. ZACARIA, go ahead. List off some of these guys that are going on through.
Leo Lund, 1.3 seconds quicker than Cypher. Jack Mouse goes into P2 with a 53.7. But what a gap from Leo Lund. It's about 1.1 seconds to the next car. As George goes P6 on the wet tire. Like I said, that wet tire isn't a very competitive tire, and he's second to last of the running cars right now. As who do we have closest to the line? That's Alex Norris in the Sauber. He even goes ahead of George. As you can see here, the wet tires are not very competitive. Is that the fake TB? He invalidated this lap. He's gonna go for another run here. But Jed, Leo Lund, what a gap from Jack Mouse. What a lap from Leo Lund.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, don't forget, Leo Lund is an esports driver, so he is really familiar with a lot of these wet style conditions, knowing how to get the most out of these conditions. So, I mean, he was on top in Q1. in the dry conditions just before the rain showed up, and now in these inter conditions, he is really firing it away on all cylinders here. But yeah, seeing George all the way down in P9, basically quite a ways away from those guys on the inters. I mean, give fair credit to George. He thought it would be a good idea to see maybe if the wets were going to be more better, but unfortunately, it is not.
Yeah, like
You guys think he's maybe using a test dummy for the other Merc Academy cars? No, I'm being serious.
It is possible, but then again, don't forget, George is on loan to Mercedes from the Alpine Academy, so it could be possible. Maybe he's being the dummy for the two McLarens.
I mean, he's racing there in Tier 2 next season, so we'll see.
Yeah, true.
This track will be on a Tier 2 calendar, George told me, so get it in while you can.
Yeah, I see pits now, George also. He's probably gonna go in the tire now.
Yeah, I believe so. Oh, we just got two more guys yet to get their laps finished up. We got Willow coming across, and Jesus, he is way off. If the 107% rule existed in the F1 games, Willow is actually well below it.
Red Fire as well.
Yeah.
But they don't have a representative lap yet.
Too?
Yeah, they don't have a representative lap yet, though. I mean, they're just starting one now.
And Steve goes into the P5 Titan, huh?
Yeah, TB up in there. He's about a point behind Jack in the Drivers' Championship, but I mean, fair credit. I mean, TB is looking to go for his second Drivers' Championship in his career, while his teammate Jack is going for his first ever.
I don't know about you guys, Zach. I'd like to see your thoughts on this, but I think it'd be more deserved than TB's Season 8 title if he gets this one.
Yes, I agree, because he has more competition right now. No disrespect to the competition of Season 8, of course. But the competition is way higher now. You have esports drivers like Leo Long. You have Cypher, who's back at his best. You have so many drivers who are just better compared to Season 8. So if he wins it this season, I think he'd be more proud of himself than Season 8 for sure.
And something to piggyback off you on this one, Skither was actually one of two competitors that was challenging TB for the Season 8 championship. The other person was Reese.
Leo Long improves again.
Yeah, about almost a tenth and a half he improved by from that lap.
Well, you guys were giving Leo a lot of credit. There's someone else I want to give a lot of credit to. Look at down on P10 in the Sauber. Alex Norris. Their last Q3 appearance, Sauber, was around this circuit with Korsman last season. That's like 18 races ago, 17 races ago. And Alex Norris last week made his first Tier 1 start. Obviously, he's not in the top 10 any longer, but he was there for at least half the session. And his only non-points finish this game cycle in RPL came last week in Tier 1 and got P12 for them, which I think is only one place off their best result for the season. So, you know, not a Tier 1 driver, Tier 2 next season. He deserves all the credit in the world. He might not stay there, but still is doing a hell of a job. And if all the chaos erupts tonight, that possibly could. And I'm going to try to figure out the weather for you guys for the race. He could very well get in the points for Sauber. They're the only team scoreless this season.
Yeah, it would be interesting to see if Sauber can get themselves into Q3. I mean, the driver that actually did get themselves into the top 10 is shockingly the Haas of Willow. I believe this is his debut for Tier 1, and he is currently the fastest of the Ferrari cars.
That's for Ferraris, that's very surprising. But yeah, coming back to Alex Norris, I've really seen his pace from Tier 3 and Tier 2 also, that he's really capable of getting into this Tier 1 midfield cars and just getting a good performance like he is right now. P11 in the Sauber right now is very good performance from Alex Norris.
I agree completely. I think there's still a little more untapped potential to be seen as the qualifying continues to dwindle down. Looking at some more drivers to get their laps finished up. We have Gecko coming across the line now. He was over a second up in Sector 2, and he does go to P6, 54-2 for Gecko. Not a bad run there.
One definitely has to wonder if he was the Red Bull, could he contend for the title? He's right on the tail of Reese in the championship. Could potentially pass Florian tonight if the circumstances go right. That was a big slide from John, who's getting his Ferrari debut tonight, and yeah, lots of things to talk about in this field, guys.
TB just improved to P4.
Good luck from TB there. So who do we have on
Now
the lap?
switching over to George, who's
George.
second up.
Switch to Inter has really paid off so far.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, as Searles mentioned it, George going to Mercedes for Tier 2 next season. He's going to be partnering Mintoki, and that's going to be the last Tier 2 season on this game cycle before we move to F125, whenever that seems to happen.
Oh,
you know what? Yeah, it's a little unusual. He was over a second up. He would have been right around with Cryptic, at least.
Yeah, but if you want to get a lap in though to end this session, that is perfect. You may as well pit now and try to go for it with a new compound. Maybe
he's gonna have to get out like
yeah,
you have to go in and then come out like now in order to make it.
He must have thought he made a mistake there, Titan, because I had the same thing happen in Tier 3 and I had no chance of getting back out there. And you know, with how long this circuit is, a minute 50, a minute 52 in these conditions, as you can see from Leo, you have to go in now and try to get back out there. He may just barely get it, but who knows? He'll have to cut it very close. By the way, our 5 in the drop zone, Cryptic, Alex, George, Penguin, and Red Fire are the ones trying to not face elimination, as you just saw. I think that was Gecko there you're riding on board with. Starting a lap, and you're also riding on board with Alex Norris now starting a lap, deploying overtake in these conditions, since you don't use a lot of ERS in these conditions.
Yeah, I'm on board with Alex Norris because he is in the clutches of being knocked out of the Q2 session as he's going through the less calm chicane here. He's proven, but only slightly. He's about half a tenth up in Sector 1 right now.
He needs him to improve by 5 tenths to get into the top 10 in the first place, so he needs a good lap there. He's sliding around the
slipping and sliding, no name.
Yeah. Ooh, you have a yellow flag there, Peter.
That is for Skither.
Yeah. He's letting the guys pass.
Yeah, I believe they're the guys that are on time lapse right now.
Yeah, that's how it's very difficult car to drive at the moment.
Yeah, I mean these wet conditions are it's actually pretty tough no matter which car you can be. Sometimes it's worse than others and all that stuff, and Alex Norris is now 2 tenths down. 2 tenths behind, so he is looking to be out.
Just remember, guys, there's a lap. I was just gonna say, you make a point that's fair to race. Drivers in these conditions may try to go for 2 laps here. Yeah, it is possible. Penguin's improving. Ooh. Yeah, no, not anymore. He was in the second sector.
Tor Penguin was almost 7 tenths up, but he lost quite a lot of it because he went for a dip in the gravel coming out of Blanchimont, which is not good at all. Let's see what these guys. He comes out of the final corner. He is in the drop zone. Cryptic ahead of him.
One of those Mercedes might not make the checkered flag, by the way. Whoever's the last one is gonna
George.
Yeah, I told you. He is racing against time. We're gonna see if it happens.
He's gonna make it. Oh, just about.
Yes.
Oh,
wow. Hamilton Russia style right there from what 2021, 2019, something like that.
Yeah, 2021.
Holy cow.
That was Ding in front. I thought that was Cryptic. But now Cryptic is just coming out of campus. And he's only gained by 300ths. We need something good out of this final sector, or he is looking to be out of Q2. Gecko down in 7th. He needs a prayer to stay in that to go into Q3.
Yes, John is 9 tenths up. He be safe. KVS. Yeah, he be safe. Oh, big slide there for KVS though, but he be safe also. Cryptic goes to P10.
Yeah, but just barely because, like you said, the Ferraris are increasing and
Yep.
doing better. Leo Lund continues
Oh,
his
Oh my
improvement.
Leo Lund.
word.
My God, what a wild moment there. But John coming across the line. He's out of battery. Comes across. He's still in fourth, which is good on his part. KVS goes to ninth. That knocks Cryptic out of qualifying at the moment. Here comes Red Fire coming across.
Ooh.
He just misses out by a few tenths. Egg improves his time, but still stays in seventh. Here comes Alex Norris. Will he get that there in the queue? No, he cannot. But Willow does!
Haas's first
Willow
Q3
P6.
appearance since
Look at
Qatar,
that for
10
Willow.
races ago.
Ding to P4. Let's see if Torn Penguin can pull an upset. No, 14 for him.
George here.
Now we're just waiting on George now. Can George knock KVS out of Q2 to go into Q3 for
I don't think he
himself?
can.
Can he get it done?
Nope. P11.
Did you just miss it?
Yeah, P11.
Yeah, he just missed it.
That's
I wonder
huge
how
for
much
Haas.
of a gap it was.
That is so huge. 10 races since their last Q3. And that came with, I think it was Korsman and Qatar. And it's on his debut too for Willow. Fair play. And the safety car is coming on the track as you guys rode on board with George. Nice one.
Yep. Yeah, a quarter of a second was the difference there. So George for Mercedes, Red Fire Williams, Cryptic Asin, Alex Norris and Sauber, and Torn Penguin are out of Q2. And Leo Lund, Skither, and TB are your top three. But Leo Lund has a 6/10 advantage over Skither from Q2.
Look at that field spread. All the way down to 10. 2 seconds.
That's like F1 in the 90s. Like, what a gap. 2.4 to P10. That's unseen in nowadays F1 and in RPL.
You could argue that's 2020 RPL in a nutshell.
Yeah, that's also true.
Oh,
I was just thinking that.
Yeah. Well, guys, I'll let you guys, whether it be the Twitch chat, maybe you guys putting it in the Twitch chat, either whatever works, with predictions, I'll let you guys do that. But before, as you guys do get your predictions in the Twitch chat, whether it's you both as commentators or our viewers, I want to mention two things. Best of luck to our two good friends, Josh and Luke, I believe it is, doing the 24 Hours of Daytona on iRacing. I saw Josh pop up in chat. I know Luke is streaming it, so after this event is over, I recommend someone, whether it's us or anyone watching, go check it out. VCarb got their first pole last week. Gecko has had 2 this season. Leo's had 3. Egg, he's not had a pole since season 5 Portimao, I think. John never had pole. Ding, his last pole comes back in season 9 Abu Dhabi. Willow, debut. Haas have never had pole, and they've never had a top 3 start in RPL F1. Could tonight be the night? We'll find out. Skither, if he takes pole, he beats the record that he tied Luke with for most. They both have 25. KVS has never had a pole. He's had a front row. TB recently got his first pole of the season and broke a 74 race drought. Jack is trying to do that now. I believe Jack's drought is 75 races now. Jack's not had a pole since season 8 Abu Dhabi. And, well, there you go for qualifying right there with the potential stuff that could happen and maybe will happen. But it's all under Egg's hands for Red Bull's 100th pole if it does happen tonight. He'll be the guy to do it if they do end up getting it. And I'll give my predictions in chat now.
Yeah, quite a big spectacle right there. You know, I think before I lay out my predictions, I'll have ZACARIA put in his predictions since he is the guest for tonight. What do you think? Who do you think is going to be the top 3? And what do you think the gap is for pole? What do you think the gap will be for pole to P2?
Well, I think pretty obvious that Leo alone will get pole. I think the gap to P2 will be around 5 tenths. P2, I would say TV, and P3 I would just say, let's have a look, I would say Cypher. But yeah, around 5 tenths to gap to P2. What do you think, Titan?
Well, I mean, the obvious is that it's going to be Leo. I think Leo Lund is going to be having the pole position. However, for the P2, I think it's actually going to be Skither that's going to be accompanying Leo on the front row. The gap between the two will probably be close to, probably be just a smidge above 0.6 of a second. And TB will be right behind Skither, but the gap will probably be under 0.1 and if I had to expand just a smidge at whoever I think will be fourth, I'm actually thinking I would like to see Egg in P4 at the end of Q3.
Titan's got the same top 3 as me. He's got this Titan. You've got the same top 3 as me. Well, guys.
Yeah. Nice catch, ZACARIA. Just caught it too. Leo invalidated out of Puhan.
Very wide there.
Vital mistakes. Vital mistakes. Guys, before they actually started laps right there, look at the train in the middle sector. They were trying to pass each other in the queue of cars. Very interesting. By the way, dry race for tonight. I've got word on that one.
Nice. Yeah, that little train of cars there. Ooh, John just got a little slippery out of Blanchiment, but kept it together there. Yeah, as you mentioned, that little train. It was the two McLarens, Skither, Egg, and Gecko all together, and Willow is at the back end of this. And there's John as we're on board as he passes by Leo. Leo invalidated out of Puhan. KVS is currently going through Bruxelles as we speak. So John is the benchmark right now with a 51.9. That is actually the fastest we've got so far. Because the Q2 fastest lap in these interconditions was a 52.2 by Leo.
Yes, you can see the track pattern it's dried up a lot as you see. Oh, 51.0 by TB, but Cypher goes 6 tenths under that. 50.4.
Yeah. The track is ramping up good here. Egg is in P2 right now. Jack in P3, and yeah, TB with a 51 dead center flat is quite impressive. I won't lie about that. Leo Lund just said 32.9 in the first sector. Let's compare that with Skither. Well, he's about 10th behind Skither in sector 1.
Yeah, I think Saab got a very good throw from TP there. He's about a second behind him, 1.5 seconds behind him, but he still got a little bit of a toe, especially in the first sector. So that was a good first sector from Cypher there. But let's see what Leo Lund can do here.
Yeah, Leo currently going through campus as we speak, as he's going to be finishing up sector 2 now. 20, almost a 20 even, 1 minute 20 even after that second sector. I'm not sure how that sector 2 time compares to Skither's time, but it's probably within a tenth or so with Skither here. As we're go on board with Leo as he punches it down the throttle here into the final corner. The deployment is going to be used up as he gets off and out of the power here. Let's see what these guys that comes across. And Leo, good lord, 49.8.
Catch a break, Leo.
Well, I'll tell you what, though, this definitely is big for the championship, because I think if he does end up winning this race, he puts himself back in the fight. Because right now, I don't see a way he's really in the fight anymore. I know he's 16 points back, but he obviously has the car disadvantage compared to TB and Jack. So what a way to put yourself back in the fight if this is the announcement he's trying to make.
Ryan. Come on, he's Leo Lund. Doesn't need a McLaren. He's not Ferrari and he still wins. Well, that's fine.
Yeah, I mean, look at the first few races with his car when he changed over from that Williams. It wasn't smooth sailing. Now he's finally got it figured out.
Yeah.
So takes a little bit.
Even when he was in Williams, he was still putting that car within the top 3.
Got that car in the front row once. He won on track in Imola. Yeah. Didn't get a podium with it, though, so Williams still have to wait for their next podium.
Who's on the left here, I think? Is that TB on the left?
Well, TB is currently out and about right now. He's just going through No Name as we speak.
He does.
Now approaching Puhan.
Cover it. This will be a good lap from our potential championship leader after tonight. Championship. Second place driver.
Well, I mean, it just depends on how TB and Jack will do in it coming up into the race later on, because these guys, as mentioned, they are 1 point apart from each other right now. TB's just coming across. He's about 8/10 up.
Yeah.
Wow. It's doing pretty strong. So this is going to put him into second place right now. But let's see what he's got for this final sector here, as he's roaring his way into the braking zone. Deployment has already been used up into the final chicane here. So is this going to help, or is it going to cost? Oh, he's going in. Okay.
Similar to George last time.
I think it's smart because there's 3.5 minutes left.
Yeah, similar to George. If you guys remember what happened in what was it, Q2, I think.
Yep.
Yeah.
Didn't work for him though.
Yeah, he made it with like 1 second remaining. That's what I was told.
Wild. Well, there is some famous moments I put in the Twitch chat, folks. Titan, you might remember this from 3 seasons ago. Bourbon Boys wild ride and qualifying Q3. I don't think we'll have a wild ride like that, but I think we're gonna have a wild ride in terms of how positions might trade, because as you guys mentioned not too long ago, that rain is starting to die down. Not a lot, but these drivers, remember, it is a dry race, so they will be on their dry setups. Something to definitely consider for our final runs in Q3, which is about to happen here. Skither and Jack, the only 2 out on track.
Oh, Invade just put in his Invade put in his predictions. He put in the top 5 predictions. He's got Leo P1, TB in second, Skither third, Jack 4, and John for 5th.
That sounds about right.
I mean, that's going to be quite a spectacle if he gets all that correct. That'd be pretty interesting. But you know, I also want to just mention it. Just want to mention this briefly. I want to give fair credit to Willow here on his debut.
Yep.
He is currently in P9 right now. He got Haas into Q3 for the first time in 10 races, as Searles mentioned it. But literally, this driver on debut is actually making quite an impact so far, and I will note it, Invade, since you are listening and watching in here. I think this driver that you got is definitely someone to keep an eye on as the season goes forward.
Hey, can you go to Skither for just a moment? I want to check something. If he's on none ERS, I see an interesting strategy from what he's doing. I think he's on, if I'm correct, because I saw him just cross the line to start whenever you were on with him. He's on none. Okay, so what he's doing is he's doing an out lap first, and then he's going to go and start his final flying run to get the tires warmed up here to try to beat Leo for pole. I think this is the only way he sees a possibility at that. But one could argue our final flying laps have now started with Jack Miles. Yep. I'll have you guys cover this, and a lot of famous corners around this circuit to look forward to tonight for sure. Less than a minute remaining.
Absolutely. So let's take a look at with Jack here as he is going down currently going down to Kemmel Straight, heading into the Les Combs chicane here. He's about a 10th up in Sector 1. Very nice there. He's just getting it back out of the power through the gears here. Get it to high rev 6 gear into the Bruxelles corner. Ooh. And now heading to No Name. Little slide on the exit, but let's hope that doesn't affect him too much. And I just noticed the rain has stopped just enough, but let's hope this works out, and hopefully the track doesn't dry out too much. Oh, Jack, too much slide. He's done.
That could be vital for the championship at Titan. If the track is dried up, and everybody behind him is going to be on a track that's going to be quicker.
Everybody did make the checkered flag, by the way. Gecko got there with 3 seconds to go.
Yeah, here goes TB. Now we'll just switch over to TB now as he's making his way through Bruxelles into the no-name corner. Well, let's just hope he doesn't suffer the same fate as Jack is in the Puhan, because, like I said, Puhan, this is one corner. Whoa! Oh, how did he save that?
Gecko crashed in the first sector, by the way, so he's done as well. So you talked about Jack not improving. I don't think Gecko will either. Unless that Red Bull delivery type of car was egg.
Invalidated,
Yeah,
yeah.
TB's invalidated. KVS is invalidated.
Oh, people are struggling, yeah?
Yeah. Well, now we move to. Well, now we have Leo coming up at a cross. Jesus! He's 6.5 tenths up!
Oh my word. How do you stop this man?
And the track
Someone drug test this guy!
Yeah. The track is actually ready for 6 now, so Gecko made a good choice, but it was just he made a mistake as Leo Lund goes into the last corner.
This will be in the 48s.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
Yep. 48.8. Look at that. 3 tenths. Skither's there. Willow's at 4/5!
But he's not going to stay there. John goes for
Ding! Wow!
third.
Ding in
Wow.
the top 3.
Finally. Season 1 champion, P3.
Yeah.
V-Carb, back-to-back polls,
Ding,
guys.
the inaugural champion.
Back-to-back polls. And they didn't even have a poll up until last week in Tier 1. Leo with his fourth of the season.
I mean, and you also gotta give a little bit of a round of applause to Willow as well, putting that Haas in P6. I mean, at one point he would have had P4, but then John and Ding responded and bumped him down enough. So, I mean, I gotta say, just even though fair credit to Leo for getting that pole in there, I mean, literally I would say the two main MVPs for qualifying, in my opinion, it's Ding and Willow.
But how about 7 different teams in the top 7? When's the last time we saw that in a Q3 session in RPL in Tier 1? Leo, Skither, Ding's the top 3, as you noted.
Probably a long time ago.
That's insane. Egg, John, the top 5. Then you got Willow, Jack, and TB, 1-2 in the championship, starting 7th and 8th. Obviously, they'll love the toe down to turn number 4, I think it is. Is it La Source? They call him whatever. First corner of Sector 2. They'll love it, though. But that's going to be the only thing giving
turn
Leo
7.
Lund. Yeah. Well, the first corner of Sector 2 it is. But that'll give Leo Lund a huge disadvantage.
On one map it says it.
Yeah. Well,
on one map it says that, but another map it says it's turn 5.
Yeah, that's turn 5 then, because Arouge is what? Arouge and Radion's what? 3 corners? So there you go. And as I said, folks, Dry Race, we're going to get a 1 stop here, probably medium hard. I'm looking at KVS's screen. Maybe medium soft is a possibility. All right, I didn't expect that, but yep, Dry Race. I'll let you know when we got the countdown. But we've had 4 wide on the start here. We've had Calamity. Obviously, the circuit has changed compared to the years prior. What are you both expecting?
You first, Zakaria.
I think this will be a very DRS-orientated race here with just a lot of DRS strains. And with some contact, I think there's going to be some contact, some chaos between maybe our championship battlers here with Jack Mouse and TB. But I think it's going to be a very interesting race with people just maybe slowing down for the DRS at the last couple of laps. But I will think it's going to be a Leo Lund win still. But I think it's going to be very interesting.
10 seconds.
I think we're gonna see some unique overtakes in the bus stop chicane as well. Maybe some questionable ones in other areas.
Softs are usable here, apparently.
Interesting. So here we go. The 5 lights come on to start the Belgian Grand Prix of RPL. And it's lights out, and away we go. Good reaction time from Leo. Here comes Ding looking to sling a shot. Almost 3 wide in the first corner. Ding takes advantage. He's in the front. Skither gets shuffled downwards into P5. Egg moves past Leo to get himself in the second place. What a move by Ding to take advantage of Leo and Skither's little scrap over and taking advantage. Oh my god.
This is going to be chaos. This is going to be chaos.
Oh! I just caught that!
They tried to go bump drafting into Sector 2.
Yeah, Egg got into the back of Ding and was basically pushing him, and Ding got, the pushing upsetted Ding's car and he sideswiped into John. So I mean, if the Ferrari team decides to put that in, just so you know, it was not mainly Ding's fault. He was just basically the weapon.
Leo went wide,
fired away by Egg.
As Zach just mentioned, Leo went wide, and I was just gonna say, Ding got a great start, but the disadvantage was the slipstream down to sector 2. KBS had a moment there, as you just saw. And speaking of moments, there was tons of drivers off the line, wheels spinning. Big slide from Red Fire you may have caught there in the background. Reese up spots, very vital there.
Cryptic passing KVS to get himself in the 10th place.
Battle for the lead.
Yep, battle for the lead as John slingshots down the inside up against Leo. We got almost 4 wide going into the bus stop chicane, but they separated out. Ding gets the advantage. Skither goes wide out of the final corner. So John Woolen is leading the race for the first time. Yeah, 3 wide. Skither's just saying, no way, I'm not done yet. He gets past Willow and Jack. We have a spin in sector 3.
Reese.
That's Reese! Reese has spun in turn 1.
I'm going to check his stream to see what happened, but I'm going to guess there was contact. He was running 13th.
I'm on board with Leo as Ding, DRS wide open, slingshot. As John trying to fight back, but can't seem to get it done. Ding inherits the lead.
Willow.
Skither and Willow battling for P5. But now Jack coming down in. Whoa, little scrub over with Willow, but Willow losing a couple of spots now from Jack and TB, and now George coming on in as well. George up in a P8. Willow had really bad Les Combs entry and exit. He's lost 4 spots in 3 corners.
This feels like our previous Las Vegas races, and Zach could take a test of this. The Tier 2 race we had, the contact Reese had was with Red Fire at turn 1. We'll put the clip in Twitch chat.
The 4 qualifying, and he had an incident into turn 1 already. What a shame for Reese. Let's Ding pulls away from John a bit.
Yeah, Ding just does pull a tiny bit away while Egg trying to reel in Leo a little bit to try to see if he can see if we can get some help here. Now, if I recall correctly, Egg is now the new team principal. Skither down the holding off against Jack. Jack sends on in,
Gecko.
and he gets it done. Gecko corner cut? What the hell?
Might have got forced off
Time
there?
bombing everywhere. Oh, he just hit there.
Yeah, some chaotic messes everywhere. Egg got monkeyed over and lost a couple of spots to Skither and Jack.
Five is being crazy aggressive here. He's opening lap here in Spa.
Yeah, this is going to be whack here. As, by the way, John gets past Ding to take the lead back. Here comes Leo right behind there. Egg getting by both these guys, both the McLarens to get himself back into P4. And yeah, this Camel Straight is going to be a lot of wild and crazy action down here. Skither down the inside against TB, but can't seem to get it done. Oh, contact! Just a tiny bit of contact there, and Skither gets shoved off.
Oh boy, that was naughty.
That was a little on the careless side of TB there. That might get sent to the steward's room for forcing another driver off the circuit. Now let's pull up the tire demographics here, by the way. We have John, Ding, Willow, Alex Norris, Maui 41, and Rowley on the soft compound tires. We have Leo Lund, KVS, Gecko, and Andrea on the hard compound tires, and everyone else is on the medium compound tires. Take a look at the positions gained here. The 2 biggest winners is a tie between George and John with 2 apiece. And the biggest loser right now is Skither with 7 lost.
Have you guys ever seen a good battle or a clean battle between TB and Sark? Because I've never seen one.
Yeah, them two, not their first rodeo, and in the background you could see KVS trying to defend off Red Fire. That is John's first lap led in RPL.
Red Fire spun a little bit out of the source.
And that looks like that was contact. I'm going to go check KVS's stream on that one. They've lost the DRS train almost, so that's...
Leo Lund is right on John right now to go into the lead now. He does so. Here comes Egg down the inside to get past Ding. And in the background, Skither passing Willow to get into the 8th place position.
So KVS...
And Reese further back, up in the 16th.
So
Oh! John went off! John went off out of the home chicane and lost a couple of spots. He's inside Jack Miles right now. Wow.
I hate to cut in, but what happened with the KVS
Jack
incident there, but what happened with the KVS incident at Red Fire in the last corner, Red Fire gave KVS a tap. KVS was clear Red Fire into turn 1. Red Fire got a tap from behind or either rear locked it. KVS had nothing to do with turn 1, but he had something to do with the last corner incident there. Gecko's 10-second was for cutting the chicane, as you guys already know, but that was the first corner of the bus-stop chicane, and that's Penguin off.
So when Penguin went off, but in Blanchimont, Jack Miles passes Ding for 3rd.
Now, championship leaders, good start. 4 places up. Almost original spot position.
Cryptic trying to attack from the outside, now inside against Willow, and he does get it done. I mean, Willow did try his best to fight for the position, just can't seem to get it done. Willow thought about sneaking a peek before turn 1, but not enough space to go for the attack here. But now Leolon has inherited the lead for now, but now he's got his team principal right behind him and Egg.
Here comes Ack. Gonna go into the lead. Quite easy, yeah?
Yes. Egg looking to make the move there as John passing Ding to get in there. And TB followed suit as well. KVS passing Willow to get into 9th. Cryptic gets 10th back from Willow. And
TB.
further back, by the way, Reese is up into 13th. And TB, up against John, does get himself into P4. But now he has to pull a good gap because he could possibly be facing trouble in the steward's room for that incident that he had with Skither a couple of laps ago and No Name.
Also has to keep himself in the DRS. John went from 1st to 5th right there. John led his first lap in Tier 1. Remember, he lost the Season 13 Tier 2 championship to JTK. Got a few wins that season. Right now he's reaching with the big boys in Tier 1. Ding trying to push John along, saying, get closer, you might lose to DRS instead of TB.
They can leave alone.
Yeah. Looks like George just decided I'm not waiting anymore. Whoa! Skither just goes wackadoo, spinning out and lost numerous spots.
Yeah, big damage inside of there.
He clipped the inside curb, guys. That is a disastrous one.
He clipped the inside curb in the grass and just lost it.
I don't even know if he clipped the grass.
That was very, very scary.
He is so lucky that there was no one else closer to him besides Academy teammates. He spun himself out and took one for the team, really, not to have the other ones collected.
Yeah, he did smack Ding, though, when he just completely lost it. I think if Ding wasn't there, Skither was probably going to be going into the wall, and he would have been out of the race. And yeah, Jack going for the double. He gets it done. He takes the lead, going down into the braking zone to Kemmel Straight. Jack 2-1 takes the lead. Reese getting past Skither to get into 11th, and Andrea passing Gecko to get into P15.
So the way I've understood it, these races with Leo Lund being in the spot he is, take Egg out of the equation for a moment. Look at the first few laps. It's put Leo Lund vulnerable. Florian said a few weeks ago, when Leo Lund is not in a top car or in a car that he is beatable in, then you can beat him because he gets put under pressure. That is being shown in full display these last few races, especially Hungary last week, and you saw it in the opening laps there.
Yeah, Hungary last week, he tried his best to go long with those hard tires after pitting very early from those softs, but he was just very vulnerable, and he fell all the way down to 9th place. And even when the pressure gets to him, he can make mistakes. I mean, think about last season when he was in McLaren in Baku. The pressure got to him for the track, and he lost out big. KVS, by the way, going big, gets himself into P7 passing Ding.
So Ferrari are wondering, can Jack get penalized for abusing the ghost system to overtake John? Will be a big question there. I'll get clarification later on. But Ferrari are wondering.
Well, I mean, to be fair, I will note this because John went off in out of the Lescombe chicane heading to Bruxelles. I did see that, and when he joined back into the track, he was still ghosted as Leo Lund passing Egg to get himself into second place. And he was still ghosted when Jack went into him, went inside and passed him. So, I mean, they could say that, but honestly, I really don't think it's an abuse of it because John made a mistake and he was still ghosted, and a couple of people took advantage of it.
Well, lots of places were trying to go, guys. Yeah.
Guys, look a moment at George. He's made up 6 spots. He's up to P5 now.
He's never had a 2 on podium.
George has been making some headway here down in P5 right now. He's got past both the Ferraris, and Skither is in the penalty box, joining Maxwell. So Maxwell and Skither are the first 2 drivers in the penalty box for multiple track warnings. But bear in mind, though, I believe, because Skither is damaged. He lost a piece of that wing when he went for that wild, insane ride over there, and Maxwell is spun in campus.
Since returning to RPL, Maxwell's had just a disaster.
TB's all over the back of Egg.
He's looking in front and he sees this championship protagonist into P1. He can make some moves there.
Yeah, meanwhile, just a little bit further back, Cryptic and John were battling it out for the 7th place spot. So Cryptic takes 7th place from John. So John is starting to slip away a little bit. I think those softs are probably just about frying over.
Just an ask.
Egg, I think, made a mistake at Eau Rouge.
Well, Egg also made a mistake at turn 1. If you guys saw a TB round in the back of him there at turn 1.
Oh, look at TB! Look at TB!
Oh my God, 3 wide! Who's breaking first? Is TB who breaks latest, and he gets it done. He's in the lead. Jack helps him up. Ooh! Jack shoves Leo a little off into the gravel. Egg takes advantage and gets himself into 3rd place. So now that both McLarens could be facing some trouble.
That's beautiful for TB. That's from P4 to P1 in one straight. Amazing.
Yeah.
Remember where they started? P7 and P8.
Yeah.
They're 1-2.
Show tires.
Yellow flag, yeah. Who's crashed? Gecko.
Yeah, Gecko. Let's take a look. See what's up with Gecko here.
Yeah,
looks like he's just spun out out of Bruxelles there. Hopefully that is not okay. That
doesn't have damage though.
But also, by the way, Reese is in the penalty box now.
I missed it completely. Ooh.
Yeah, just taking a look. But yeah, there is the tire map demographic there for you guys. Again, just take a look here. By the way, as Ding, well, actually no, Willow and John are in. The first of the soft guys are in, and Alex Norris is following suit. So now this is going to be crucial for Ding, because when he notices one of his main competitions, John in the pits, that's going to be a signal to Ding going like, okay, I need to put the pressure on and see if I can prevent an undercut. Leo Lund, by the way, passing Egg to get into it's a 3rd, passing TB to get himself in the 2nd, but not close enough to get past Jack to take the lead back.
Yeah, they're just changing positions here in this little DRS train of the top 4. George is having a good race, just being there at P5, bit of outside of DRS, but staying ahead of KVS so far. But Reese has had a good recovery.
Yeah, George is holding his own up against KVS up in P5. KVS currently has Cryptic up his butt for the P6 position. And meanwhile, now we have a small bit of a gap here because George is at a DRS range from the top 4. And also after Cryptic, it's a 3.5 second gap between him and Ding down in P8. And Ding's got a couple of people too. That's, is that Gecko again?
Yeah,
looks like it is.
Yeah, I just got past Fire, then that happened.
And Maxwell just got passed by Willow. Willow on the fresh medium tires. Let's take a look here as, yeah, John, Willow, and Alex Norris are on the medium compound tires. By the looks of it, I believe they will go the rest of the race on this compound as Ding is in response to John.
Something I've seen mentioned in chat, that Leo is in VCARB. He's not been in VCARB the whole season, but VCARB have not had a win since Season 1 Baku, 227 races ago. So, could be history in the making today.
Yes,
That's
flag.
a
What's up with that?
long time there. And, oh, Sam Maxwell? Yes, it is. Maxwell spun out of final corner. And and also further up front, KVS
Ooh, Egg.
passing George there. Wow, Egg in there.
That's gonna have major consequences for his race here tonight.
Yeah, that is going to hurt him pretty badly because if the race ended right now, Egg will drop down to P7. Now, this is actually going to be a bit of a helpful sort for the McLarens in front because they could be under threat for a potential penalty for the instance that they had. TB shoving Skither off in no name, and Jack possibly shoving Leo off at the end of Liz Combs as Maxwell down in the gravel again.
Guys, I wouldn't look at the McLaren situation
too
much right now. I would look at what you just said, Egg in the penalty club. The thing about that is that he can disrupt TB and Jack both and give Leo a shot, his own driver. That's what I'd look at more than the fact that the McLarens could potentially get a penalty. We don't know for certain.
Yeah, we don't know for sure. Definitely for sure. But yeah, these guys are currently... They're going to be pitting a little later on in this event as these guys are all on different types of tires because Egg is on the mediums, same with TB and Jack. Leo, the outlier, on the hard compound tires. Skither is in now. I wonder if he's going to get that, if he's got that damage replaced. Yes, he does. Skither is getting that damage replaced, so he's going to lose a lot of spots going through there as Gecko has just crashed again. Yeah, that's in, yeah, Brooks right before there. And Leo was almost there for an attack on Jack, but not close enough to get it done. TB trying to assist and help him, but Leo holding him up, but TB's going the long way around. There is some racing room there between the two, and TB gets it done in no name.
The champion from TB running outside.
If you're TB, keep the DRS now. That's what you need to do, especially saving in this section. And Gecko's day has just gone from bad to worse.
Oh yeah, he's having a race he'd rather forget right now. It's almost similar to how Reese felt in Season 8 at this track. Gecko's first one out.
Not like him. I mean, he makes mistakes, but he stays in the races usually. I mean, other than races like Baku last season, but super unfortunate. We're going into the halfway break after next week's race, so Gecko needs to swing around with the way things are going.
Currently on board with Willow right now, who's chasing down John to get himself into P10. Now, this would be a bit of a shock if John loses out on a point to a newcomer. That would be a shock and a half, wouldn't it?
Yeah. Willow's really impressed. I think all of us here in the house, he's really at the pace. To keep up with the Ferrari, it's just impressive.
Now towards the front, we have Leo holding his own right behind TB, but just can't seem to get an opportunity to move in for position right now.
That is Luke Rains, by the way. That is Luke Rains, by the way. He ran a race in Tier 2 under that name in Vegas. Speaking of, running races, I did get clarification on Gecko's retirement. He had rear wing damage. He has shown the proof. So if they say you didn't have it, well, he has the proof, and there you go. Willow just overtook John for the last point, guys. And you guys were speaking about Willow, but it's John's first race in that Ferrari in this tier. He had one race in the McLaren last season, Imola, but that was It was track limit penalty central. This one's Spa, a lot different. And Skither got the jump on Academy teammate Red Fire while we were talking about that, folks. Titan, if you can, I would love to see the tires because those guys on hards are going to be trying to go a long way, and it's past halfway now as Malley got a penalty.
Yeah, I'm thinking if my memory is correct, on this game, the mediums and the hards are actually very nice. Yeah, Jack is in, but there's more to it. KVS, Cryptic, and George are all heading in.
There's in a pit lane here right now. What tire would Jack go?
Hards. I don't.
Softs?
Really? Yeah, fair.
Yeah.
Oh, you can help. Jack
KVS
gets held up. But no, it doesn't. My bad. That's a bit of lag here.
I was thinking because of what
Jack's
KVS
on the
showed
softs.
on his thing going in the race. I saw his stream. Sorry, Titan. I was just gonna say he's shown medium soft, so that's probably why. As we might have a change for lead here soon.
Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, Jack's on the softs. Reese is in on the softs as well. Same with Cryptic and George. But KVS is on the mediums.
Then gets his annual penalty.
Yep.
TB just passed Egg, by the way, a little bit ago to get himself into the second place spot. Meanwhile, Reese just cleared Alex Norris to get into P12. Reese is still yet to get himself into the points.
Expect TB in this time, because if Jack just pitted the time ago he just did, that's for the sake of an undercut.
He needs to pit now.
And then I'm sure Egg will follow, because Leo is extending. He's thinking hard soft potentially, but these guys have already gone medium soft in the same train as him. So obviously Leo took the lead moments ago.
If he's listening to the stream, Andrea down in fourth. He's yet to pit as well. If I was Andrea, I would slow enough to have Jack get himself in the DRS range so he can pull a little bit of a bit longer gap in this front straight. The top three are in.
Yeah, but if you're Andrea, you don't need to back off though and do that. Jack will just get DRS naturally. Jack's catching.
These pits off will be vital for the race.
Andrea was going in, which he is. So, Egg and TB on the soft tires, Leo on the mediums.
What is he doing once again? This strategy is very weird from Leo, just like last week. Can that car not sustain those cars?
John jumped him.
Wow.
Willow. Look at Willow. P4, huh?
Awesome. Never had a pro podium. Could today be the day?
Well, now this is going to be interesting because here goes Leo past John to get himself in the second. TB going for two. Gets Willow and John going into there. So TB is still in clutching gap of Leo right now.
He looked like he had a completely different car going down that straight.
I don't know their stop.
I don't know why Leo has gone to mediums. Everyone is on soft, these are mediums.
Well, if he was going to extend the softs, why didn't you wait? That's what I don't understand. You know, obviously going mediums now, you can make it.
KVS in the penalty box.
Oh.
Ooh, look
now
at
Egg overtakes KVS for P6. No, he's a bit of a sleeper on this one, but you gotta give props to Willow here. He's in P5 in that Haas, and he is looking at a good batch of points here. If he keeps it up.
I would say, with the way this game works in the DRS trains, of course he's going to be in the fight if he has enough pace, but he's in a completely different DRS train compared to George, Ding, and Reese, who are running 9th, 10th, and 11th. That's what makes me more impressed.
Yeah, I am very impressed. I am actually quite impressed with how Willow has been doing pretty much the entire session. I mean, this is his debut, and he has been very impressive on debut here.
But it's not over yet, guys. John in that train.
No, it isn't.
He jumped them. TB and Leah will fight probably soon.
Leo
once got a hot lap on his thing. He's down to 17% on the ERS deployment, while TB had about 35. And John is now out of DRS range against TB.
Long as catch Jack by second here. It's really interesting.
Something you guys may have missed. Egg and Reese both got places, and so did Red Fire.
Yep.
Look at
Egg's looking on John and Puhan. That's unusual place of attack, but Egg gets it done. He's up in a P4. And Reese, yes, as you mentioned it, Reese is in the points now in P9, but he has that penalty, though, so he will, for right now, he'll drop down to P10, losing it out to George.
So what those Red Bulls have to do in this train now, Zach and Titan, they have to make sure they overtake as many cars as possible or work with the cars in their train to extend on that gap. Obviously, George and Reese just traded places, so, you know, storyline change there for Reese, but this is a big battle into the final couple of corners with KVS in the mix.
Egg is John fighting against Egg into the bus stop chicane. Very close wheel-to-wheel action between these two here, and he gets it, but Egg still holds John off. But as John continues to fight and put pressure on Egg in that position, that means Egg is going to lose even more time to the front three ahead. He is 3 seconds behind TB right now. And TB, by the way, passing Leo to get himself in the second.
If McLaren wins tonight, which they're 1-2 right now, it'd be their 30th Tier 1 win.
KVS, by the way, gets past both his teammates. Oh, a little contact between the Ferraris. But KVS is okay. Is up in the 5th place. John goes to 6th after a little battle with Willow. And that allowed Cryptic to pass Willow to get himself in the 7th. Will falls to 8th.
Deja vu to Hungary, maybe? Obviously different situation.
Oh, less crashing.
Yeah. Still contact between teammates.
And Gilon is playing a long game here. He's just waiting for the McLaren to maybe have a little mess up. He's on the mediums. Those softs will wait. They will die sooner than the mediums. So it's just waiting for his opportunity. I'm
just taking a look at the ERS availabilities for these guys right now. Jack has about 45% ERS available. TB has almost a full battery available. Leo Lund about 80% available.
KVS back
so right
in
now
fifth
the
is
advantage
12%.
is the disadvantage is on Jack right now. Oh, here comes the front three, going up Eau Rouge and Radion, as I think we'll see the McLaren switch up for the lead right now. Let's see if Jack will be able to defend off against Leo. Here comes TB on the inside. Gets the lead. Here comes Leo flying in. And he gets up and ahead into 2nd place. Cryptic gets past John for 6th place. KVS clears Egg to get himself into P5. And George passed Reese to get into P9.
EB is looking for win 14. If he gets win 14 tonight, he passes Reese in the all-time win list for P5. Currently tied with him. And like I said, McLaren's 30th win is still a possibility.
Yeah, it is a possibility, yes, indeed. But, I mean, and then this brawl here between KVS and Egg is just getting more and more unique as these laps tick down.
Invade would like the tires kept on, and so would I. If that's possible.
I just think it's a little silly just to have it up on the screen the whole time. It just takes up a bit too much space.
I know. If you miss something, at least you keep it, though, up there to know. Would be vital
I
to
just
know
keep it on for just a little bit, and then I take it off after a couple of minutes. I don't know why I just leave them on all race. It just seems a little silly, and it's just a bit of a waste of space. It's just how I roll, you know?
I totally get it. Invade just was asking.
Yeah, no.
I said, Leo looking to get the TB for the lead here.
Yeah, he's looking for it. We're on board. We go on board with Leo as he's chasing down TB. He has his ERS is not active right now. He's actually holding and waiting.
Bump drafting
Is
it. Bump drafting it.
A little bumping and banging right there. Egg just got past KVS to reclaim the 4th place back. And I believe Reese just overtook George to take his 9th place back.
I have to really wonder if these soft tires were not the call that Leo was wanting because of, one, the car he's in, but also, two, you guys saw John fell from, what, 1st to 8th
Yeah,
in the
that's
opening
true.
laps? I just wonder, Leo Lund, you know, although the strategy does seem quite stupid like last week, you have to wonder if this is why he went the way he did. Did he go this way because he thought to himself, look, my car can't handle it? Or did he go this way because of what he saw John, and Ding have happen to them? And you spoke about John, and Willow, guys, earlier on. They're, I think, just barely in or just barely out of the penalty range with KVS and Egg in terms of jumping up another place.
Let's take a look at it now. Willow is about 2.8 behind KVS, but he is out of range of Egg right now. Actually, no. Yeah, no, he just got back within range. John is in range of both of them. But Willow is at risk of losing to Egg, but is still within range of KVS at the moment. Let's go take a look at this front 3 now, as they're going back into the gears now. Leo Lund brings the deployment down again. He's gonna wait.
Oh.
Jack isn't gonna wait. He slingshots past both of them. Oh, collision!
Oh.
Leo rams and hits the back of Jack and gets both McLarens.
That is very similar to his E-Series incident he had with another driver in that section. It was actually the opposite way around this time around.
Yeah, Jack got by both of them and went into the brakes in the braking zone, and Leo tried to get past TB but overshot and hit Jack, and it costed both drivers.
Well, Titan, there's going to be a lot of discussion this Thursday. You spoke about both McLarens. Obviously, Ferrari wondering Jack and John situation with the ghosting there. TB and Skither had an incident early on, and now Leo had an incident with both McLarens there. Big change in the championship, no doubt about it.
Yeah, let's just say that the sewage room will be very busy after this race. Wow.
Yeah, but you know, thinking about this way, if Jack gets his penalized for his for his little shove off with Leo, and then Leo gets penalized for that incident that we saw, and he stays within 3 seconds, guess what? You're gonna see the possibility of Cryptic getting a win via the penalty report.
Well, that's obviously something to consider after this race is all said and done. 125 races since his only and last Tier 1 win. It was this circuit in Season 6 of the Storage Room.
Guys, look at Jack.
Yeah,
Yes,
and that
Jack
was
has
against
massive
Flynn.
damage. Sorry to interrupt, Titan, but Jack has massive damage on the front left. He's going to be losing
Yes.
lots of time.
So the whole Cryptic conversation's out of this then, if that's the case. Because if Jack is not gaining pace and he's just trying to hold on for dear life as KVS gets past, then that's the only thing you could think of. Jack trying to hang on as much as he can with these guys having the penalty. Depends on what kind of penalty Leo could be getting. And that was a crash for Maxwell there off. Just a nightmare of a race.
Yeah, that damage, from what Zakaria mentioned, that damage that Jack had, that was when he went into the wall after he got sent off into his teammate as well. That leads to the question, is TB damaged as well? And the answer is, yes he is.
Yes, he
Both
is.
McLarens are damaged.
That's horrible from Leon there. If both cars are damaged, that's going to be a big penalty coming his way.
My lord.
That damage is going to affect them more than you guys think, honestly, because this DRS train is intact in Spa with the way you turn and everything like that. One of the worst tracks to have this kind of damage.
Yeah,
It's going to be vital for the
absolutely.
championship also, guys. Because Jack is in P4 at the moment, and TB is looking at a P8 finish. And he is George behind it. And Reese has a penalty, of course.
We've seen incidents in the past. I mean, look at the recent even seasons where you had recent TB collide in Season 8 Monza, Season 10 Cookie and Skither at Canada. We've had championship collisions in the past like this, but I think this is the most vital one when you had 3 championship contenders and they actually all collide at once. Not seen that happen in quite a while here in RPL.
given with the set as it is, I mean, if it's the same penalty that I think it could be, if Leo is penalized and could be given, let's say, probably a 10-second penalty, he'll get dropped all the way down to P9 if TB and Jack don't get anything for theirs.
Yeah, but Cryptic needs to get past Jack now, and the situation there, he needs to know it. Obviously, Cryptic is on soft tires to be wearing, so even if he does not get within 3 seconds of Leo, he needs to be within a 5-second range in case of the possibility of that. Titan, it's been 227 races, 1,918 days. If Leo Lund does go out unscathed or does have the gap, if penalized, then VCARB will be getting their second Tier 1 win and their first in a very long time.
I think with Cryptic's case, he's currently about 4.9 seconds behind Leo Lund right now. So if he wants to get past Jack, he's going to have to dump all the ERS to his availability on the Kemmel straight on this final lap here.
Oh.
And George, by the way, just had a problem. George is having an issue. George has severe damage.
That's Cryptic goes P4.
Yeah, Cryptic gets past Jack, and this is it right here. He needs to get, I believe he is in DRS range of Egg. Yes, he is.
Cryptic's last podium.
So final lap now.
Was back in Season 9 at Vegas. He's looking for his first since. This guy has been under the radar. He does not have the car, but I can tell you what, he's got the potential to do something great when the Stewards report comes out.
Yeah, Cryptic has the possibility to get it done right now. He's about 1.9 seconds behind KVS right now. So via the post rate, via the penalty, the track limit penalties, well, Jack just got the 4th place back from Cryptic, but literally Jack will
Whoa.
Yee, yikes! Willow up in a P6.
For all we know, it could become a podium based on the Stewards room, guys. And George lost it.
John John's not giving it up. Oh! John got a little on the curb and lost it. That allowed TB to go by. Holy cow!
What a race, guys.
Yeah. This is insane.
History in the making for VCARB. If this does stand, 227 races ago, their last win, it was only the esports driver of HX4K. Now, as you may know him as John Evans, he was the only other VCARB winner. If Leo Lund does make this stay, he'll be making history for the first time in 1,918 days. That's crazy to say.
Yeah, as he comes out of the final corner. So unofficially right now, Leo Lund will come across to win in Belgium right now. There comes KVS to go through, and Jack will inherit 2nd place for now. Cryptic is in 3rd. KVS falls to 4th. Egg down to 5th. Willow for Haas up in P6. Fair credit to him. TB in 7th. John 8. Reese 9. And Skither manages to get himself back in it. He's in 10th and gets the last points. Alex Norris will be in 11th. George in 12th. Ding 13. Andrea 14. Redfire will be coming across soon in 15th. And just wow.
If Leo Lund gets a 5-second penalty, he's safe. If he gets a 10-second penalty, well, it's a different story there. Cryptic, welcome back to the podium, my friend. Willow 6th on debut, very good result there. Reese got back to the points after his chaotic race. John got in there for Ferrari. TB down in 7th and could have taken the championship lead today.
Well, that was
We showed you
guys.
We showed you the George incident in chat, folks. The replay of that. He clipped the curb there at the end of Sector 2, and that's what happened to him. So he lost out on potential point spot from that whole thing. But
and Leo saying that Jack intentionally brake checked him.
Well, it wouldn't be the first time with that whole thing with the word brake check being used with Leo Lund in the conversation. Leo Lund had, like I said, guys, the E-Series incident in that spot a few weeks ago here in a different league, and there was somebody who felt like Leo brake checked him. So the roles are reversed, it's safe to say. Podium celebrations underway. we'll see a V-Carb spray some champagne, and, well, in a moment, you'll see the final results as well.
Well, just out of curiosity, ZACARIA, who do you think is your driver today, in your opinion, or any contenders for driver today?
Well, I think there's two. I think it's either going to be Cryptic or Willow, and I will pick Willow for P6 on his debut in the house. That's just very impressive. Yeah, Willow's my driver of the day. It was clean. He didn't make any silly mistakes like champion does. Like Leo, he was just very calm. He was not dirty. Just being there, and he got P6 in the house on a debut. What more can you ask for? Who's your driver today, Titan?
Crazily enough, I completely agree with you. It's either between Cryptic or Willow. I mean, Cryptic really was the quiet one and got Aston on the podium for now, but it could change in the stewards report possibly. And then Willow just sneaking it by against KVS and John to get himself into P6 on debut is just incredible and very astounding. Yeah, I'd say it's between either one of those two.
Yep. Ryan, who's your driver today? If he's still here.
Yeah, Cryptic or Willow. I don't see a way you could give it to Leo Lund, even though he would be, right now, as things stand, gives V-Carb their first win since, what was it, Season 1 Baku. I think the Jack incident takes everything away from what had happened there, the Jack and TB incident there. So Willow on debut or Cryptic right there. Like I said, his first podium since Vegas is Season 9, and Cryptic could very well be getting a second win in RPL in the stewards room, pending whatever happens. TB has chimed in on the incident with Leo Lund and said, "You might be insanely fast, but your racecraft is atrocious, and responsibility as well." He said, "Just because you're quick does not mean you deserve every bit of track." And obviously, those two talking about what happened there. Ding feels like he'll not be nice to people on track again. A lot of drivers frustrated post-race for sure, but
Yeah.
seems like KVS and Egg making up for their little scuffle. So at least we have some happy drivers after this one.
Oh yes, no doubt about it. Well, wow, that was a wild and crazy, intense race. Not gonna lie there, but hey, the chaos and mayhem of RPL isn't over yet. We still got one more race to finish off this weekend, and that is F2 tomorrow. They will be taking place at Interlagos for the penultimate round of the season, and then next week we have the season finales of Tier 3 and Tier 2. Tier 3 will be racing at Abu Dhabi. Tier 2 will have Interlagos, and then Tier 1 next week. For the halfway point of the season, it is going to be Zandvoort for round 10 of the season. But man,
F2 will be a big day
what?
tomorrow, by the way. F2 will be a big day. Not only can Skidder potentially win the championship and clinch it early, or Jack, either one, but he could be getting the all-time win.
Hold up. I just gotta jump in on this one.
Go right ahead.
But we have breaking news in the driver contracts. Willow and Tadpole have switched contracts for the rest of the season. Willow will be in Haas for the remainder of the season, and Tadpole will be moved from Haas to Sauber.
That's really deserved for Willow, huh?
Oh yes.
Well, we'll find out by
the
next time he gets a chance in a top car like John did today. Is he only good in bottom field cars or top cars? Doesn't matter right now. What matters is what you guys said.
Yeah, I would say over the next couple of weeks, if Willow does the same performances that he has done tonight, I would say Willow is probably gonna be somebody that might fly under the radar for a possibility to maybe look at a to look at for possibly a spot, maybe for next season, perhaps.
Remember,
That is a possibility because currently right now for tier one season 13, there's currently no contracts being made as of right now for it.
Yeah, next game, obviously people will be a little reluctant to decide until we get to the end of this game cycle. Do you guys want me to play any audio from the TB incident with Jack and Leo? Do we want to hear it before we end off the stream?
I'm in.
Zach?
Sorry?
You want to hear the audio from the TB and
Yeah, go for it.
Jack incident with Leo? All right, well, here you go, folks. Here it is. And by the way, both incidents, TB, Leo, and Jack, and then you have Ding and Egg with their incident being submitted to the stewards already. But here is the audio from the incident with TB, Leo, and Jack.
You cannot hear it at the moment?
He's taking both of us on.
He is not happy. We know that for a fact.
Well, we'll see what the stewards have to say about all that, folks. But yeah, definitely probably one of the craziest championship collisions I think we've seen here in RPL F1. Ding submitted his incident with Egg on lap 1 already. TB submitted that incident. And hey, we'll have to tell you what happens after that. All comes around ahead of next week. And, you know, Tier 3's got a finale to look forward to. Hopefully we have a stream for that one. Tier 2, we have a Constructors' Championship that can be clinched. They have a sprint round. Still a battle for second in their championship between Mentoki and Polo. And F2 tomorrow, I'm really hoping we have a stream for that, no matter who it is. I would love to hope we do, because not only, like I said, can the Drivers' Championship or Constructors be clinched, but Skither can be getting the all-time win record in F2 tomorrow over Luke Range, who's held it for a super long time.
Yeah. Well, anyways, that is the stream for tonight. So from my guests that were here tonight, ZACARIA and Searles, Ty and I will be signing off. Good night. Have a great one.